Hello everyone and welcome to Halfbeard's HUD. Today we have Defenders of Ardania. Well, not too super soon to be released, but somewhat soon to be released. Sequel, spin-off thing from the Majesty universe. Essentially it's taking place in the Majesty universe with the Majesty units, but rather than it being the weird RTS Fantasy Kingdom role-playing sim thing that the Majesty series is, it is a tower defense game that just kind of takes on a lot of what Majesty 2 kind of represents. So we'll just kind of jump right in. I'm just going to kind of show one of the campaign levels. As you can see, there is a decently long campaign here. The map goes kind of a bit farther out that way.
My lord, we have reached Sir Foxwall's castle.
They still have awesome, totally not Sean Connery, but really wants to be Sean Connery guy.
He might come up with for this alarming assault. Not to mention what he could possibly tell Gilbert.
I think every single narrator on the planet needs to sound just like this guy.
Access to his people's beer storage. We shall have to seize the castle and demand of Sir Foxwall an explanation. And of course, by we, I
just sounds like he's got a bunch of cotton wadded up in the sides of his mouth, and he's been drinking a massive amount of rye or scotch, or whatever you really want to be, whatever you imagine him to be drinking.
As you can see, Sir Foxwall's castle lies on the far bank of the river.
So he's just going to tutorialize a little bit. I'm just going to skip through that. He's telling me that magic and resources are a thing, and I'm going to say, hey, this game actually looks really nice. Like, it's definitely a little far out, so you can't get super nice and deep to kind of see how those textures fare up close, but they certainly look nice. We're just going to pause for a second here, just while I kind of explain things. Basically what's going on is, like in a good tower defense map, it's kind of, rather than a standard tower defense where you are expecting enemies to be coming, where you are just kind of defending against an enemy, it's going both ways here. So you got the enemy base up here, and you've got your base down here, and you both want to be building defenses to kind of stay against to just kind of stave off the enemy, as well as putting out groups of units. It's an interesting mix, and we will get into it right now. So first I'm going to heal my base because that's kind of what they were teaching me how to do. Yep. So just kind of heal my base, and that's all costing money. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to build some towers. I just turned on the grid just to kind of show you what it looks like. As you can see, guys are already coming, so I should start building quick. I'll put one there, spear chucker, and we will put one there. And we're going to put a ballistay. Oh, can't afford a ballistay. No, we can afford a ballistay. I'm probably not going to fare too well. I actually never beat this mission just because there's this incredibly strong unit at the end I'm really bad against. So, and I'll also, kind of trying to describe what this game is at the moment, which, that's obviously going to make me take a little longer. Those blue squares you see, the ones with the eye on them will give towers an increased range, and this one that I'm putting it on right now will make me get gold a little faster, which is, always useful.
Superb.
And as for a second. There's also limits to what you can do, so as you can see here, this is my tower limit. I can have up to 10 towers on this particular map at a time. It varies per map. And then over here, that's how many units you can have, you can have up to 30 units at a time.
Wonderful, isn't it? To sell a tower, navigate the cursor over a tower that has already been constructed, and then press the select button. Select the sell icon using the
Stick another one of
navigation
those there.
Then
We're going to start setting up some units.
to sell the tower.
These are our units.
Some units need to be
We're going to
unlocked
buy up some
before you
dwarves and then just
unlocking a unit can be rather
send out some
expensive.
dwarves.
Press the unit management button.
Because dwarves are nice because they attack both
Select the
enemy units as well as the enemy castle. There's also
Press
upgrades,
the confirm button.
and these upgrades are basically just getting stuff cheaper. Basically, cheaper units upgrades is the thing you always want to make sure you have because it's going to make things way easier when you get near to the end of a level. And then from there, your goal is pretty simple of just fight like a man to try to survive. Next, I want to get the cheaper towers thing quickly. There isn't a lot of music, as you've noticed. It's also important to mention this game does not come out until does not come out until December 8th. So everything you're seeing here is it's still, you know, it's still preview stuff. It's not, none of this is final code as far as I know. So the exact way this game works, and how demanding it's going to be, stuff like that. That's all. None of that is finalized yet. So don't take this as the be all end all of what this game is going to be. It's certainly not that.
Keep it up, Your Majesty.
We're gonna build one of those over here as well. Alright, so now that we've kind of got our max towers built, I'm just gonna start pumping out guys real quick. And that's kind of just how you play this game. You get your defenses set up, and then you just start pumping out towers. You can kind of see here the way units are gonna try to be going. Your preferred paths. And you can also just kind of put things in fast forward. Kind of make it go a little faster. While all this is going on, I'm going to heal. Oh, my healing spell still needs to charge, so why don't we start sending out some units? Again, I just sent out these guys because they attack both the enemy's towers as well as the enemy's actual base, which is always handy. Important thing to mention is that what was I going to say? An important thing to mention too is that this game isn't just on PC, as you see right now. It's coming out on PC, Xbox 360, PSN, and even iPad. This game is going to be on the PC, Xbox Live, and PSN is going to be $15, and then the iPad is going to be $5. I imagine that's probably because the iPad version is probably going to be probably a little low res comparatively to this. I know the iPad can do a surprisingly large amount of decent graphics for what it is, but you know, compared to a 360 to PS3, it's a little different. Also, of course, limited control scheme. Though, honestly, for a tower defense game like this, it'll probably work great. It's just going to be bringing up all the menus. It's probably going to end up cluttering up the main screen of the iPad, though. Obviously, I have not seen that version, and and even if I did, it would still be preview stuff, so it wouldn't be fun to say. There looks like there's a decent campaign going on in this game, as I showed earlier. There's also a multiplayer mode, though I don't know if the servers are up yet. I haven't seen anybody on them, so who knows what that's like. I imagine it's just, you know, this, but with 2 people instead of me versus AI. And there's also skirmish mode, which is essentially just you can apply different rule sets to, I think it's just different rule sets. It's either rule sets or you're just replaying single player levels. So I'll just show some of these other units. This is what I have unlocked up so far. You've got your soldiers, where they're cheap, but they take up 3 of your guy units, because when you send out a soldier, it sends out, I'll show you in a second, it sends out 3 guys at once. They're very weak, but they're there. You've got your warriors, who you're using less defensive units, but they're a little more costly, and they are a little stronger. Send a badge of them, kind of see what they look like. They also move quite a bit slower than other units. You've got the cleric, which is the tank and can heal. I'm not sure if it's just healing itself or the units or what's going on there, but it heals and has a ton of armor. Send those out. As you can see, they're gonna move nice and slow. They just nice leisurely stroll. I'm not sure who they're healing. That's not really well explained. And you got your rogue, who moves super fast. They're good for, like, you know, kind of just quickly getting in there when you need it. And then you get my favorite dwarves, because they attack units, they have critical hits, they have strong armor, and they have a decent speed. My repair base spell is done, so I'm going to spend some money to repair my base, and then I'm just going to spam up these dwarves, which I found is kind of just the easy way to get that guy's health down. In past levels, when I didn't have these guys, I would often use mix of the rogue and the soldiers, just because they've got decent speed, and the soldiers, because there's so many of them, they'll often kind of, they have a better chance of kind of sneaking through enemy defenses and just kind of making it through. I mean, there isn't really anything about this that's different than like just a standard tower defense game. What it kind of does bring in from the other games, I'm not sure if I can use it right now because they haven't tutorialized it to me yet. Oh, no, I can. Is the bounty system. When you see it down there where I put that flag over them, when an enemy unit, or I think you can do it for a tower as well, enemy tower unit is on screen that you in particular want dead, you can put a bounty out on them. And when you put a bounty out on something, every available unit will go after it. Like every tower will fire on it above everything else, and every unit will attack it above every unit that can attack enemy units will attack it above everything else. If we're getting close to the end of this level, we're going to get to the point where I constantly die. There's just this really strong unit they send out that I can't win against. We'll probably see that very soon. But then again, it's important to remember this is preview material. Is entirely alpha. I'm not even sure if it's alpha. This is beta code, so beta code. So nothing is final yet, particularly difficulty levels and that kind of stuff. It's not gonna be finalized until the start of December when it comes out.
You may defeat me.
But my kind of initial impressions for this are, it's a little weird, but it works. I kind of like the idea of sending waves back and forth. The bounty symbol is really neat. Here, I'm going to show you this guy. He's going to pop out soon.
To place a bounty, select an enemy unit and press the bounty.
He's popping out soon.
When a unit or tower destroys an enemy, it will receive any bounty you placed on that unit. Bounty can be resourced. The amount of the bounty continuously decreases. If it reaches zero, the bounty will disappear. There is no limit to the number of bounties you can place, but you can only place one bounty on each enemy unit. To place a bounty,
oh, it's because he's still tutorializing
over the enemy unit or tower.
But yeah. Anyways, yeah, I like the idea. Yeah, this is me, the guy. So we're gonna put a bounty on him. And as you can see, what's the button that shows? Here we are, health bars. You can see his health there is not exactly going down by a whole ton. We're gonna try sending clerics out. He looks like he's undead. Maybe maybe send clerics out with these. Put another bounty on him. And then I lose because he gets into my castle and he manages to destroy it all in one hit. And I can't beat that guy. As you saw, I've got a decent strategy going. I don't know what to do there. I have a feeling... I don't even know what the deal is with that. It's a weird, hard part of this game. I'm sure I'm doing something stupidly wrong, and I'll get an email from Paradox, the people who make this game, after I put up this video, saying, "Hey, dumbass, here's how you get past that part." Which is my sly way of asking, please tell me how to get past that part, because I'm stuck. Anyways, that's Defense of Ardania. It's a neat little tower defense game. I really like the idea of kind of sending waves back and forth against each other, and the bounty system is also a really cool idea for a tower defense game. There's just been times in other similar games where there's enemies you want to have a focus on because you know they're gonna fuck up your whole plan, and there's no real way to do that. So having that option is really cool. I'll just kind of show you what else there is. Skirmish, which kind of go through, allows me to replace challenge modes, and then there's just survival mode, which is just, the standard of just waves are coming at you. You just need to hold out as long as you possibly can. Limited resources, you get, instead of building up gold, you constantly have gold. You just have a big supply of gold, and you just gotta kind of use that big supply that you get at the start of the level through the entire thing. Got kind of there again. Multiplayer. It's just, standard server list. Nothing is kind of on there right now because this game's not out, and I don't even know if that server is working yet. So who knows? As you can see, there's also leaderboards, achievements, all that kind of stuff is going to be added in eventually as well. So yeah, Defenders of Ardania. If you like Majesty 2 and are kind of looking for another, and are looking for another tower defense game, this is definitely something to look for. It's definitely something to kind of keep your eyes open for when it comes out in December. December 8th again is that day. I don't know, just from what I'm seeing right now, whether I think it's going to light the tower defense world on fire or anything like that. It kind of seems, for as neat as it is, there's nothing about it that really kind of sparks the imagination as, oh my god, this is a brand new way of playing tower defense. But, you know, you can only play through Field Runners and Plants vs. Zombies and stuff like that so many times. Something new never hurts. And with all the platforms it's on, you're certainly not going to be, certainly a few ways you could be excluded from the chance to play this one. So yeah, that's Half Beard's HUD, and we're out.